was a day of pageantry and, of course, faith at the Vatican City, and it was also a day where history was made as the first American Pope was elected.
Tonight, the world is reacting to Pope Leo XIV. Summer Knowles is here in studio to tell us who he is and what's next for the new leader of the Catholic Church. Summer.
Hey guys, well, on day 2 of the conclave to find a replacement for Pope Francis, American-born Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost was selected to be the next Pope and greeted a large crowd in St. Peter's Square. Take a look. All right, so after emerging, Pope Leo XIV spoke to the crowd and the world in both Italian and Spanish, saying that God loves everyone. Evil will not prevail. He also praised Pope Francis, making it clear he intends to follow in his footsteps by calling for an open, giving, and united church. So here is what else we know about Pope Leo XIV. As we mentioned, he is the first pope to have been born in the United States. He's from Chicago. He is also a citizen of Peru, where he has spent much of his life. He became an ordained bishop in 2014, and then Pope Francis actually recently appointed him cardinal in 2023. As for what's next, well, Pope Leo XIV is getting right to work. Tomorrow he will celebrate Mass for the College of Cardinals in the Sistine Chapel. We'll, of course, keep you posted on air and online at WESH.com. Stuart?
All right, Summer, thank you. Joining me now in the studio is Father Miguel Gonzalez with the Diocese of Orlando. Thank you so much, Father, for coming in. Today is a monumental day for the Catholic Church. Walk us through your surprise when you heard this name announced.
Certainly a day full of excitement. I'm almost without a voice because of the screaming, the shouting, the calling people, the gathering together. I was in the office when all of a sudden the monitor just showed the white smoke, and we called the entire staff to come and gather. I was quite surprised. I was not expecting the cardinal that was named the new pope, but filled with joy.
Have you ever met Pope Leo?
No, we have not. I have not.
So you've not met him, but obviously with ties, to the United States, hopeful that a visit to the United States could happen. What do you hope you hear from his papacy and his time? He outlined today, obviously, that God loves everyone and that evil will not prevail. What do you hope from him?
What I hope is, first of all, I think from what we've seen so far, that there's going to be a beautiful continuity of the role of the Pope, just like Pope Francis did, in terms of unifying the church, also bringing a message of peace and unity to the whole world by exercising acts of kindness, mercy, compassion, and respecting the dignity of every human being. I think that, in short, he was able to explain to us the vision, where he's going.
We all expect that this could be a multi-day type of election process. This is day 2, 4th ballot that this happened, quicker than Pope Francis was elected. Are you surprised at all to hear that this happened so fast?
Actually, because of the many reports and people that were analyzing the history of the papal conclaves, they were saying that most likely this was going to be a little bit longer. Shorter, I mean, instead of longer, and we had the results, so that's very exciting.
I want to walk through his age as well. 69 years old, born in 1955. He could be the Pope for several decades.
Pope John Paul II was one example. So again, we don't know what God has in store, and may God grant him a lot of health so that he can accomplish the mission that he has been entrusted with as he continues to journey with the people of God.
When you look back on Pope Francis's legacy, what do you think that he's going to learn from using that and to carry forward? But also, what will history say about Pope Francis?
Mercy, compassion, and joy. I think that was definitely what highlighted the beauty of his papacy.
When you have a new pope put into place, does that help energize the local faithful to come out and get involved in the church once again?
It's always a moment of excitement, especially in that transition that's taking place and the fact that we do have a new pope. The church continues to sail along, continues to move forward, and people do get excited and want to be part of the action by getting involved, which is also the hope that the Pope wants to convey to the people of God. Let's work together. Let's continue to move forward and build the church.
Father Miguel Gonzalez from the Diocese of here in Orlando, thank you so much for coming in. Save your voice for the rest of the night. Well, this weekend, I'm sure you're going to have a packed house of people who want to hear more about this new Pope.
Thank you very much.
Michelle.